Hey everybody, Mr. Street here. Today I'm going to talk about the Chem R&E journal. We've talked about it in class a little bit already, but I want to make sure that you're really clear on what you're expected to do here. Okay, so I have an example on the board here, and let's take a look at some of the details. First of all, in the name of your journal, make sure that you've got your block and group number. And you should probably put in your last names as well, right here, okay? Block, group number, and last names of the people in the group. And up here at the top, now I've taken out the names of the people that created this one, but for yours, you should have the names of the people in your group here, okay? Now, importantly, if you have two people with either the same first and last initials, or if they're really similar and you want to be sure to differentiate between them, then you could go ahead and use like three initials. You know, there are three initials, first, middle, and last name initials, if that helps to make it clear. If there's any doubt about which one is which, then go ahead and, with the names, put the initials next to them. Okay? Now, as we go down through the journal, the first thing this group has done, and correctly done, they've copied and pasted the journal instructions from the packet at the beginning of the journal, okay? In a physical journal, you would have printed out that piece of paper and taped it into the front of the journal. Obviously, in this case, we're copying and pasting stuff in, right? And then we go down here to the table of contents, okay? Table of contents, just like the sample I gave you of the headings for the table of contents, here are the headings. Entry number, date, title of the entry, the author's initials, and page number, right? And the page number is where that entry starts, and you can have more than one entry on any page, right? If the entry is only this big and the page is that big, you can put two of them on there, or three, whatever fits neatly, right? You don't have to try to jam them in tight. At the same time, don't do like three sentences for an entry and then skip the whole rest of that page, go on to a new page. That's just kind of wasteful, and it irritates a teacher when he's got to scroll through extra stuff to look at things. Okay, next we'll go down here and look. So these entries then, you know, again, the entries should not just say journal entry. That is pretty worthless. We know they're journal entries. This is the journal, but each of these then gives a description of what the entry is about. You know, as you can see, a short, you know, sentence or phrase or whatever that describes what you were doing that day and how you're describing, right? So we'll go down here next and see an entry. Now, first of all, one of the things that's interesting about last year was that we actually had a little bit of time in class to work on this stuff before you know, the sickness set in, and we had to leave the place like the place was on fire. So these groups had started their physical journals, actually little, you know, composition books. And so what we did was to scan the completed pages out of those physical journals and paste them in, to actually scan and copy and paste them as pictures into the journal. You guys don't have to do that. Don't worry about it. I just thought it'd be interesting to see that, okay? Obviously, you're just going to be typing stuff from the very beginning of your journal, just like, let me get to the right page now, just like this, okay? And so we're, he's talking, the author here is talking about what he did, what the group did that day, and putting that as an entry in the journal, okay? And then the only thing is this group, as we can see, did put a separate entry on every page, okay? Okay, so here we are. They broke my rules, and that's okay. I didn't punish them for this because their entries were good quality descriptions of what they did. Each line, each row of the table of contents was good, so they got full credit. I would rather you not waste space in the document just because it's not necessary. Go ahead and put, these guys could easily have put 2 entries on a single page, right? But either way is fine. I would, again, make sure that you go in and format things so that the program includes page numbers, okay, on every page, and you number your pages from the very beginning. Okay, so the very first page of the document, like here where the instructions are, that's page 1. Okay, you don't, not like in a novel or something where you don't number the pages for the title page and all that kind of stuff. This is a lab journal. Lab journal, you start on page 1, and in real life, if you have a physical journal, you will number every single page before you start doing anything. Or if you buy a lab journal from the store, it'll come with every page already numbered, front and back. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and so on, right? And it's supposed to create some kind of integrity to the journal to show that no one has cut out pages and stuff like that, okay? So this is the basic look of the journal. You can let me know if you have any questions about it, but I encourage you to get started making your journal entries right away, and doing them either during class while you're working, and concurrently while you're working, or immediately afterwards, because you're going to get the best quality of information if you haven't given yourself a bunch of time to forget stuff. Okay? So of course, be sure to get in touch with me if you have any questions, but that's the basics of the lab journal, the Chem R&E lab journal.